Hello everybody, it's me Ryan here, or Mandrproductions, and I'm very excited because today I'm bringing you the first look at the LEGO Star Wars Rogue One sets. These were officially revealed on LEGO's Facebook page today, so make sure you guys subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more future updates about Rogue One sets and future LEGO Star Wars 2017 sets, as well as the pre-reviews that I'll be doing on each of these sets. In this video, I'm just going to quickly go through each set, give you a little bit of information, and tell you what I think of it, but I'll be doing separate videos on each set itself, going into more detail as a pre-review in advance of the actual reviews coming out September 30th and October 1st when the sets come out on September 30th for Force Friday. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into this. The first set is the 75152 Imperial Assault Hovertank. It has 385 pieces, will retail for $30 and has 3 minifigures. The minifigure selection here looks alright. You get 2 Imperial Hovertank pilots, and then you also get I believe he's like the Chinese guy. His name is Chirrut Îmwe. I'm not quite sure how to say that. That's the best interpretation of it as I can give you. But it does look like a pretty good set, and it has a great price per piece with 385 pieces for just $30 here in the US. So at that rate, it's going to be a good set, I think. It does have a pretty solid design, so I definitely like it in that aspect. And of course, again, the minifigures are excellent. The second set in the wave is the 75153 AT-ST Walker. This is the first standalone AT-ST since 2007, so it's almost been 10 years since the last standalone AT-ST. So this one's going to run you $40 US, and it's going to contain 449 pieces. So again, we get a good price per piece. You get 3 minifigures here, being the AT-ST driver, a Rebel Trooper, and Baze Malbus. I'm not quite sure if that's exactly how you pronounce it, but again, I'm just going off what I can do at the time because, of course, the movies aren't out yet and they haven't said the names of the movies. I don't know. The pronunciation's up in the air. So anyway, it looks really good. It's got a very nice Technic-looking design. The minifigures look pretty excellent. It looks like the AT-ST driver is a very similar model to some of the old ones we have, except if you look very carefully on his helmet, you can see it looks like they have printed the goggles onto the top of his helmet, which looks pretty cool. Now, if you look over at who I believe is Baze Malbus on right next to the AT-ST driver, he has the giant gun in the backpack. He looks awesome. Look at his gun. Look at his gun. Just look at that. I think it's a flamethrower. It looks like a flamethrower because he has a backpack, but again, I'm not exactly sure. It looks really cool, though. The AT-ST, again, looks awesome. I can't wait to get that set. I might buy 2 on release day just because I think it's so good, so I'm pretty excited to see that. Let's go ahead and move on to the TIE Striker. The TIE Striker set number is 75154. You'll get 543 pieces in it, and it comes in at a little bit of a high price per piece at $70 US for just 543 pieces. So that's a little bit high, but if you consider it that the last 2 sets we had were on the other end of the spectrum, it still averages out. We're getting a good deal here, I think. You get 4 minifigures, an Imperial Shoretrooper, an Imperial Ground Crew member, a TIE Pilot, and a Rebel Trooper. I think the Rebel Trooper was a little unnecessary in this set, especially since you get a TIE Striker and 3 Imperial minifigures. Much like the TIE Fighter from last year, I don't believe you got a Rebel Trooper, so I don't see the rationale behind including one here. I kind of wish they had included another Shoretrooper, although I'm sure that we will get something of a Shoretroopers battle pack or something with them more cheaply than this, but 2 in this set would have been just excellent. It looks like a pretty good model. Looks like we get some good new prints on the top of the set, unless those are stickers, which it's hard to tell, of course, here in just one picture. But the Imperial Ground Crew looks like he has a pretty good light-up sticks, or pretty cool light-up sticks. Looks like we get a new print on that walkie-talkie. It's nice to see as well. And some more normal LEGO guns, none of those spring-loaded or stud-shooting pieces of crap that we got with a lot of the Force Awakens sets. So I'm glad to see that change having been made to these sets. So let's go ahead and move on to the next set on the list, which is $10 more expensive. And this is, of course, the 75155 Rebel U-Wing Fighter, 659 pieces, $80 US, so it's a little bit of a more expensive set. It's one of the more expensive sets, actually the second most expensive set of the wave. So $80, not too shabby of a price, I guess. You get 5 minifigures. Again, I think for $80, they could have included another minifigure. Just another duplicate, something like, you know, you get with the TIE Striker, you got a Rebel Trooper, so why not with the Rebel U-Wing fighter, why don't we get a Shoretrooper? You know, why doesn't it work both ways? You know what I'm saying? So we get Biston, I don't know how to say his name, a Rebel Trooper, a U-Wing pilot, Cassian Andor, and Jyn Erso. So hopefully I pronounced those right. Again, please don't kill me in the comments for that. But yeah, it is a pretty cool looking model. It's kind of flat on the top, although it does have the cockpit right in the middle. And then it's got like a large cargo bay underneath for people to be able to stand in or for them to transport cargo. We, of course, have some spring-loaded missiles. It looks like we're going to get some stud shooters on this thing somewhere, although I can't quite locate where they are on the ship. They must be on the side there. I think I see them. Looks like we got some nice stickers on there as well. The minifigures, again, look pretty good. Just kind of waiting to see them with the actual set in hand. So let's go ahead and move on to the most expensive set of the wave. Unlike last year with The Force Awakens, where we had a $90 set, a $120 set, and a $150 set, this year's first wave for Rogue One tops out at $90. So that's a very good high price point to have this year, so I don't have to spend too much money. It is, of course, the 75156 Krennic's Imperial Shuttle. So we're getting a new Imperial Shuttle model. This is a bit of a modded design, as you can tell. It's black, and the middle part of it is just crazy different. So you can tell it's a bit of a different Imperial Shuttle than we're used to seeing. It has 863 pieces and will, of course, cost you $90. So it's a little bit of a better deal, I think, than the First Order transporter from last year, although it doesn't include quite as many minifigures. The minifigures are K2SO, Bodhi, Rook, I'm not quite sure again, Pal, the Director Krennic, and Imperial Death Troopers, 2 of them to be exact, which look pretty darn sick with the set itself. They have they're black with like the light gray printing or white printing on them, and it just looks really good with Krennic's Imperial Shuttle. So this is obviously like a personal shuttle for Krennic. I guess he's some type of commander. Of course, you're going to tell me in the comments that I'm wrong, and why don't you know this, of course. So yeah, this looks like a really good set. I'm very excited to be getting one here in the near future. September 30th, again, is when it will come out, so I am pretty darn excited for these. And they're all relatively cheap, nothing over $100, which is nice to see. Even like in euros, the highest euro price is $99.99. That's the Krennic's Imperial Shuttle. But yeah, I do want to quickly go over the buildable figures, although they're not my favorite, but let's go ahead and quickly go over them. The first one is 75119 Sergeant Jyn Erso, or Jyn Erso. Again, you guys will kill me in the comments for mispronouncing these. 104 pieces, $25. Looks like a pretty solid buildable figure this year. I think I am going to pick up the buildable figures just because there aren't as many sets and expensive sets in the wave. I can afford to do so this year, and I think I'll pick them up for review purposes and probably get rid of them afterwards. I'm just not that big into them. Next, we have 75120 K2SO, 169 pieces, so that is considerably more pieces than we had on Jyn Erso, and $25, keeping the same price point as Jyn Erso. A mostly black model, still looks pretty good, very shiny, kind of has a very nice head mold, or helmet mold there. Yeah, I think it's a head, yeah. But it looks like we get some stickers on him. I'm not quite sure if that's printing or stickers. It's very hard to tell. I would be hard-pressed to make a decision there, but probably printing. And lastly, also at the $25 point with 106 pieces, we have the 75121 Imperial Death Trooper. This thing looks menacing as all get out. The green eyes, the lime green printing underneath the mouth there, just looks pretty stellar. He comes with a pretty darn cool gun, again in all black, so very nice buildable figure there. With that being said, though, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video of me going over the First Order sets. I'll be doing pre-reviews on each of these sets, so you guys can keep your eye on my channel for that. Make sure you guys subscribe, like the video if you haven't already. I would really appreciate leaving a thumbs up because it lets me know that I'm doing a great job here on the channel. And subscribe so you don't miss my pre-reviews and actual reviews on the day that the Rogue One sets come out. And I get them and I build them, so I'm very excited to see what these sets bring here in the coming month. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.